Hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about a question that a lot of people quietly wonder about. Is it actually possible to make a living trading stocks? Maybe you've had a few good trades and started thinking about what it would look like to do this full time. Maybe you're just curious whether it's even realistic. Either way, this is a topic worth exploring honestly, because while the answer is technically yes, the full picture is a lot more nuanced than most people expect. Let's walk through what it actually takes, what the risks are, and what you'd need to have in place before even considering this as a path. First, let's be straightforward about the reality. It is possible to make a living trading stocks. There are people who do it, but studies have consistently shown that the majority of day traders, people who actively buy and sell stocks within the same day, lose money over the long term. Not break even. Lose money, that doesn't mean it's impossible. It means it's genuinely difficult, and that most people who attempt it without adequate preparation don't succeed. Understanding that from the start is important because the idea of quitting your job and living off the market can sound appealing in a way that obscures how much skill, capital, discipline, and time it actually requires. So, with that context in mind, let's talk about what it actually takes to do this well. The first requirement is discipline, and a lot of it. Trading for a living is fundamentally different from traditional long-term investing, where you buy solid assets and let them grow over decades. Day trading means making decisions in real time as prices shift second by second. There's no room for vague intentions or inconsistent habits. You need a clear, specific plan, and you need to stick to it even when the market is moving against you and your instincts are telling you to do something else. Emotional discipline is arguably the hardest part of trading professionally. The combination of speed, volatility, financial pressure, and repeated losses, which almost every trader experiences, especially early on, can be psychologically draining in ways that are hard to fully appreciate until you're in it. The traders who survive long enough to develop consistently profitable strategies are typically the ones who learn to remove emotion from their decision-making and treat every trade as a data point rather than a personal win or loss. The second requirement is education. Serious, thorough education. Before you put real money at risk, you need to understand the mechanics of the market deeply. That means learning short-term trading strategies, understanding which types of securities work best with those strategies, and familiarizing yourself with the regulatory environment. Organizations like the SEC, FINRA, and the IRS all publish valuable information specifically for traders that's worth reading carefully. Beyond that, read books on trading strategy and theory. Study how institutional players operate, because understanding what the big players are doing gives you important context for market movements. And critically, before you trade with real money, spend meaningful time on a paper trading simulator. A simulator lets you practice executing trades in real market conditions without any actual financial risk. The standard guidance is that you should not move into full-time trading until you've demonstrated consistent profitability across a variety of market conditions on that simulator. Not just good months, a variety of conditions, including downturns and volatility. If your strategy only works in a bull market, it's not a reliable strategy. The third requirement is a sound trading methodology. You need a specific tested approach to how you'll identify and execute trades. That methodology needs to be built around taking advantage of market volatility while still managing risk, because the traders who blow up their accounts are almost always the ones who chase big gains without adequate risk controls. The recommended path is to start with a demo account, get comfortable and consistent there, and then very gradually begin trading with real money. Start small. Slowly replace simulated positions with actual ones. Don't go all in before your strategy has proven itself across real market conditions over time. The fourth requirement is financial preparation, and this is where a lot of people underestimate what's actually needed. Experienced traders generally recommend having at least 1 full year of living expenses set aside before you start trading professionally. And this is important. That money is not your trading capital. That's completely separate. The living expense reserve is purely for your rent, food, insurance, and other necessities. Its purpose is to remove the pressure of needing to generate income immediately, which is one of the biggest psychological traps for new traders. When your rent depends on your next trade, you make worse decisions. On top of that, you need actual trading capital. And if you're planning to day trade, there are regulatory requirements to be aware of. FINRA defines a pattern day trader as someone who opens and closes a position on the same day 4 or more times within 5 business days. If you meet that definition, you're required to maintain a brokerage account balance of at least $25,000. That's $25,000 just to operate, on top of your living expense reserve. That's a meaningful financial barrier, and it's worth being clear-eyed about. Altogether, the realistic startup cost to day trade professionally is significant. You'd be looking at a year of living expenses plus trading capital plus the regulatory minimum. For most people, that's a substantial amount of money to have in place before earning a single dollar from trading. If you don't intend to day trade but still want to trade for income, you'll be making fewer trades, which means each trade needs to be for a larger amount to generate meaningful returns. And the larger each trade, the more risk you're taking on each time. There's no version of this that's low stakes. The fifth and final requirement is mental preparation, which deserves its own conversation. The early months of professional trading are almost universally difficult. Losses are common. Strategies that worked in simulation don't always translate immediately to live trading. Income is inconsistent, and watching your financial situation fluctuate day to day, potentially for months before you find your footing, puts enormous psychological pressure on a person. The traders who make it through that period are the ones who go in with realistic expectations, who treat their mistakes as learning opportunities rather than catastrophes, and who have the patience and emotional stability to stay the course without letting losses spiral into panic decisions. The goal of trading for a living is ultimately a consistent, reliable revenue stream. But building that consistency takes time, continuous learning, and honestly, some luck. Not everyone has the temperament for it, and recognizing that honestly before making a major life change is itself a form of financial wisdom. So let's bring everything together. Is it possible to make a living trading stocks? Yes, but the majority of day traders lose money over the long term, and the ones who succeed typically invest years into education, strategy development, and careful preparation before making the leap. If you're seriously considering this path, the roadmap looks like this. Educate yourself thoroughly. Use resources from the SEC, FINRA, and established books on trading strategy. Develop and test a specific trading methodology on a simulator across a variety of market conditions. Build up at least 1 year of living expenses as a financial cushion completely separate from your trading capital. Understand the regulatory requirements, including the $25,000 minimum balance for pattern day traders, and prepare yourself mentally for a difficult, volatile early period where losses are part of the learning process. If all of that sounds manageable and you still feel drawn to it, great. Go in with clear eyes, realistic expectations, and a solid plan. If any part of that sounds like more than you're ready for right now, there's no shame in that. Long-term investing in diversified funds has made a lot of people wealthy over time with a fraction of the stress and risk. Both paths can work. The key is choosing the one that actually fits your situation, your temperament, and your goals. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more honest, straightforward financial content. Drop a comment below. I'd love to know what drew you to this topic and where you are in your own investing journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.